Good day, everyone. So today is our second week of our lesson for the subject CSS 12. And now we are going to discuss new topics. So our topic for today is all about basic hardware components of a computer system. So a computer is an electronic machine operating under the control of instructions stored in its own memory that can be programmed to accept data or input, process it into useful information, which is what we call the output, and store it away in a secondary storage device, which is the store, for safekeeping or later reuse. So the processing of input into output is directed by the software but performed by the hardware. So we have here a figure that shows some common computer hardware components. And those are the common computer hardwares. So computer system hardware components include devices that perform the functions of input, processing, data storage, output, and communication. So the devices responsible for these five areas are as follows. So the first one is input devices. So input devices allow you to enter data or commands in a form that the computer can use. They send the data or commands to the processing unit. Commonly used input devices includes the keyboard, the mouse, the microphone, the scanner, digital camera, and PC camera. So here are the examples of the manual input devices pictures. We have there a keyboard, we have here the numeric keypad, the pointing device or the mouse, the remote control, the joystick, touch screen, the scanner, the graphics tablet, we have microphone, we have digital camera, we have webcams and light pens. So output devices is the second one. So this shows people the process data information in understandable and useful form. So four commonly used output devices are a printer, a monitor, a speakers, and a portable media player. So input and output devices are playing an increasingly significant role in our lives. So the number and variety of input or output devices are expanding. Here is the examples of output devices. We have the CRT monitor, the DFT monitor, the laser printer, inkjet printer. We have the dot matrix printer, speakers, plotters, and multimedia projectors. Third is the processing devices. So processing devices are the computer electronic circuitry housed in the system unit. So the processor, formerly known as the central processing unit or the CPU, has electronic circuitry that manipulates input data into the information people want. So computer instructions are executed in the central processing unit. So memory is a series of electronic elements that temporarily holds data and program instructions while they are being processed by the CPU. So both the processor and memory consists of chips. So a chip is an electronic device that contains many microscopic pathways designed to carry electrical current. Next is we have the storage devices. So storage usually means secondary stage that can store data and programs outside the computer itself. So storage devices hold data information and programs permanently. So common storage devices include a hard disk, a USB flash drives, CDs and DVDs, and memory cards. So we have here pictures. We have here the computer storage or memory devices. So we have there hard disks, we have RAM, we have ROM, CD, DVD, floppy, memory card, pen drive, and tape. So communications devices. Communications devices provide connections between the computer and the communications networks and enable computer users to communicate and to exchange data, information, and programs with other computers. So communications devices transmit these items over transmission media such as cables, telephone lines, satellites, and cellular radio. So a widely used communications device is a modem. So next is the system unit and its components. So first we have system unit. So that's the picture of or the image of a system unit. So the main part of a microcomputer, sometimes called the chassis or the chassis, it includes the following parts: the motherboard, the microprocessor, the memory chips, the buses, the ports, expansion slots, and cards. Again, that is our system unit. Next is we have the motherboard or the mainboard system board. It is the main circuit board of a computer, and it contains all the circuits and components that run the computer. Next is the CPU or the central processing unit or the microprocessor. So it is the main brain or heart of a computer system. So it performs all of the instructions and calculations that are needed and manages the flow of information through a computer. Next is the main memory. So it is the computer's working storage space that holds data, instructions from processing and processed data or information waiting to be sent to secondary storage. So physically, we have the primary storage is a collection of RAM chips. Next is we have the expansion bus. So this is an example of an expansion bus. So a bus is a data pathway between several hardware components inside or outside a computer. So it connects the parts of the CPU to each other and links the CPU with other important hardware. Next is the adapters. So we have LAN card, sound card, and video card. So we have here letter A. So letter A here points out this one. So that's our LAN card. And then next is we have letter B. This is our sound card, and our third, the video card. We have here the three. Ito, ito, and ito. So printed circuit board, or also called the interface cards, enables the computer to use a peripheral device for which it does not have the necessary connections or circuit board. So they are often used to permit upgrading to a new different hardware. Next is the power supply unit or the PSU. So it converts 120 watt or standard house power into DC voltages that are used by other components in the PC. So it is installed in the back corner of the PC tower case next to the motherboard. Next is we have the hard disk drive or the HDD. So also known as hard drive. So it is a magnetic storage device that is installed inside the computer. So the hardware drive or hard drive is used as the permanent storage for data. So in a Windows computer, hard drive is usually configured as the seed or then drive and contains the operating system and applications. Next is the optical drive. So that's the image of an optical drive. So it is a type of computer disk drive that reads and writes data from optical disk through a laser beaming technology. So it allows a user to retrieve, edits, and delete the content from optical disks such as CDs, DVDs, and Blu-ray discs. Next is our CPU fan and heatsink. So these components help in reducing the heat from the processor so it will not shut down automatically. Next is we have the EIDE or the Enhanced Integrated Drive Electronics Data Cable. So it is used to connect EIDE type hard disk drive to the motherboard. Last one is we have the ITA data cable. So it is used to connect SATA type hard disk drive to the motherboard. So that could be all for our lesson for today. And see you on our third week of class. Thank you and goodbye.